I'm not writing a concept album anymore about my big old divorce, which is a nice thing.
You have grown right before our eyes. I
Oh,
want to ask you first about the inspiration for this album. I love the title of it. It's so different. Country music made me do it. What was the inspiration, Carly?
I feel like I learned so much about myself during the making of 29 that when I decided to turn the page, it was a little bit intimidating what comes next songwriting wise for me. And country music made me do it. When I wrote this song, I knew that it was so much bigger than a song. It felt like the true turning of a new chapter. And this song, it really just embodies for me as close as I think I'll ever get to like an autobiographical anthem of all of the amazing things that country music has made me do and all the really stupid things that it's made me do. And I think people can relate to that. And so this is the start of what I feel like is the country music made me do it era, which of course will follow with an album. I am gonna put that out here sooner than later.
You have such a diehard fan base. Like they are, I'm not gonna say they're demanding, but they're like, Carly, what's next? They got their nails in you in a good way. I want to ask about the evolution though, between 29 and where you are going.
Oh my gosh. A lot of people forget not only was I going through the hardest time emotionally in my personal life, but I lost my producer, Busby, to stage 4 glioblastoma brain cancer. So I had to learn right before the making of 29, what did music even look like for me without my right-hand person? And what I learned through that time is I unlocked the most authentic piece of me as a songwriter, as an artist, as a storyteller. The sound of my music really came together with the record 29. So I feel like I didn't even really know what I was uncovering as I was writing that. I was almost just trying to survive, if I'm honest. And what this last few years has done for me is obviously given me more than I could have ever dreamt, but it's also given me the confidence to just dive right on in and own that real traditional sound of country music that made me fall in love with it. And so I feel like what's happening now is obviously I'm telling my stories in the way that I see the world, but I'm also just really leaning into the kind of production and instrumentation that I always wanted to because of that record 29 and just taking a chance on making music that I just loved.
When it comes to the new music, how is that coming about? What are you writing about? What's there? Give me something.
I'm not writing a concept album anymore about my big old divorce, which is a nice thing. But I mean, it was intimidating to figure out what now this large event is not happening in my life. And now, life's going pretty good and it's settled. And what do I want this next chapter to be? And I think, there's a lot of different things on this record, a lot of just things that have happened to me in the last few years. I've obviously written a lot more than just We Don't Fight Anymore and country music made me do it. I have a song that I'm singing out now so I can talk about it, but it's called Trust Issues, and it's about falling in love after you've been hurt and trusting that, somebody's not going to hurt you like the last person. And there's some fun songs on there and some really high energy songs, and I'm just really excited. I feel like fans have no idea what this album's going to be like. And as I start to really finish it and put it together, I'm really proud of it. And I think they're going to see the evolution of what's been happening in my life and just the stories that I want to share because they've given me the voice to be able to just go for it.
Okay, and I'm glad you clarified that for me because I was under the impression, just looking at different articles and whatnot, that 29 was really about your life and that this newer music might have kind of taken a different turn where you were writing about other experiences, maybe from friends and family members versus your own. So is it's still personal, it sounds like?
I mean, it's got to be personal. I don't know. Now, I think the difference is maybe it's not happening right in this exact moment to me, but I can't sing things that aren't personal or have some kind of tie to me. It just doesn't feel right. Believe it or not, as a kid, and honestly now, I'm quite shy. I mean, if people were the closest people to me, they would tell you if I walk in a room, I kind of just want to walk in the room and nobody look at me. So I think I've always gotten my emotions out through writing them down. And so for me now to be able to see the full kind of pendulum swing and the full circle moment of I write this music because I don't want to feel alone and I don't even realize in the moment that I need to write this, but I write it. then I record it, then I go sing it, and then fans are telling me that they now don't feel alone because of what I've said. I always say I wish that people could experience healing from heartaches in your life the way that I have, because it is truly my gift, I feel like, from God, to be able to just be the vessel to make people feel like they're not alone. And it's such a beautiful thing that I get to do, and I wouldn't change anything about my story, because I think that's exactly why I was put on this earth.
You're carrying the burden of strength. You feel like you're carrying the burden of strength for others?
I do, because obviously I've had to, I guess, make the decision to, and you understand this, when you're in the public eye, you have to wrestle with how much do you want to share and how much do you want to keep private. And I think about those moments where if I wouldn't have carried the burden of strength to stand up and say, yes, this is my story. Yes, this isn't beautiful, Instagram worthy in the moment, but here I am. See me cry, and I'm going to stand behind it. I don't know where my career would have been. I don't know if I would have been in this place now. And so I'm really grateful, and I feel like it's an honor to get to carry a burden of strength now. And I feel more myself and more of a woman because I've had to go through different things and overcome things.
Of course, I was on the gram looking at your Instagram, and I saw a photo with you, and I screenshotted it with Megan Moroney.
Yes.
And I went to the comments immediately because people were like, we need the collab, we need the collab. And you titled it like something like, if you break our hearts, we're gonna write a song about you, or something like that. Are we gonna get a collab or what? What's going on?
I mean, look, Megan is one of my favorite new artists to come in a long time, and she knows that. And don't think that I haven't written a few songs that maybe I'm thinking about asking if she wants to collaborate with me, because, I mean, I do have pretty good track record with collaborations. So, I mean, if the two girls who, you know, she says she's the emo cowgirl, and I'm like, I feel that hard. I'm like, I bought her a t-shirt because I was like, I'm an emo cowgirl.
I want to hit on your tour, though, as well. What type of energy are you bringing to us this tour?
Headlining tours is my favorite part because I get to completely make the experience from the time that fans walk in the door till they leave mine. I'm not opening for anybody. I'm not trying to fit myself into anybody else's mold, which is also fun, but it's just there's something about making your own experience for fans. And so I think what they're going to see is we're starting to open the door to the next chapter, which for me, I've been living in this 29 era long after I have healed from that experience. So I'm ready. And I think that they feel that excitement. I think they're ready. I think they're excited to see what's been going on in my life. And we're just really excited to get out there and start to play some new songs and just talk about new stuff.
I want to know about the ACM Honors. They love you, girl. You are just like stealing my job, all types of stuff, hosting. I'm like, okay, if the singers are gonna now be hosting these shows, I gotta find out how to sing myself. Okay. Are you excited for hosting the third consecutive year?
I am. The ACMs have been so good to me in every way, and hosting has been something that I've always wanted to kind of dip my toes into, and I've been lucky to be able to do that in the last few years. And this is a really special show in Nashville. Nothing really quite like it except for this night. And I feel like what it's going to do is it's giving viewers kind of an inside scoop into our little tiny country music family in Nashville, where yes, there are artists and yes, there are legends that are going to get honored. And that's such an important part of this show. But there's also a whole nother side of this where, you know, it takes a village to make all of these careers happen, from the songwriters to the producers to the A&R teams to the record labels to the publishers. And we're honoring so many of those people that have made our dreams come true. So it's a really special look into our country music family.
And I know you just brought down the house when you performed What He Didn't Do, right?
I tried.
Okay, final question for you. And this is kind of like a wish list question, if you will. Obviously, I feel like as an artist, you always have that growing wish list. You're constantly meeting different artists every single day across different genres. So if you had to choose a different genre outside of country music, start to think. Okay, if you could choose another artist in a different genre to work with, who would it be and what type of song are we looking at here?
I think it would have to be John Mayer. And I think it would be a super sexy, slow dancing in a burning room, if you will, kind of vibe, heartbreak song with him on the guitar, and I'm already dying.
I just got so warm.
Same.
Congratulations on everything. You're a breath of fresh air, seriously, and keep shining. You are a light. Remember that. You are a light. Keep shining, and thank you for your time.
Thank you. Likewise. Always so fun to talk to you.
Thanks, Carly. See you soon. Bye-bye now.